Our guest on the show tonight is the drummer of the Colombian Black Metal band Templa In Cinere. Welcome to the show, Jean.
Hello. Thank you very much for your invitation. Thank you.
Yes, it's awesome to have you here with us. So if we could start by telling us a little bit about the band.
Okay, so the band started, let me recall it, like in 2015, 2016 maybe. Some real friends started the band. I wasn't playing there yet. And then, like three of my friends, like Sebastian, who is the guitar player, Jonathan, who is the bass player, and Lucho, who was the drum player at that time, started with this project.
I see you had a demo out, I think it was back in 2017, but you weren't around then as their drummer.
Exactly, yes. At that time, they had already recruited the vocalist, who is James James. Mm-hmm. And they recorded this together, like the demo for 2017, which was composed of 5 original songs, from which we have taken some, and then they were included in the album, and some other were just like forgotten or are there for maybe a later project or something, but we haven't played them a long time ago.
You had your first album out in November last year. Could you talk about the inspiration behind the making of this?
Okay, well, the inspiration comes from a lot of different sources for each one of the members of the band. However, we have some things in common that are these things that make us be together now, like playing music and creating music. And one essential thing is like maybe harvesting yourself and being like a better individual. So this is something that we wanted to print here, like the development, the self-development of the individual, and how by developing yourself you can really connect with others who are at the same level of development. Like when I talk about development, or when we talk about this, we talk about like being apart from a lot of like crap that we are sold every day in the world, like by society, politics, religion, and many other things that have fucked humanity for a lot of years and have made us become like a lot of gears that are just working like you are replaceable every time. So that's it. Like the main thing is being individuals, and then like being able to socialize with other individuals at the same level.
Cool. So my next question was about your lyrical content, and you basically covered that because you cover anti-religion, hatred, the elementals, existentialism, and human nature. So there's a clear interest in all of those subjects, and is covered in your lyrics. Yes,
definitely. Like there's a lot of philosophy there. Not a specific like trend. I wouldn't say that, but because we don't like to be like, we burn every temple and like whatever a temple is. So we don't go like straight to a source or to a stream or to a trend, but we are just trying to realize what's good for us as individuals. And yes, that's what most of the lyrics talk about. Also, like, of course, against the religions, any religion that like maybe has taken the individuals to certain places in which they don't really exist. They pretend to be alive, but they can only breathe. But apart from that, like, they don't really think, they don't really love, they don't really hate, etc. So yes, a lot of our lyrics are charged with all those ideas there.
Yeah. It beats down on your individualism, doesn't it? Because you become sheeple, really, part of the pack. You're not your true self, and I guess that's what you're trying to express, to be yourself, be who you are, not a copycat of somebody else or what somebody else tells you to do.
Exactly. Yes, yes. Because by harvesting yourself, by going out of the herd, you're able to get to know other people who are also out of the herd, and you will realize that when it's true, then they are not like you, really. Like, they have a lot of things to give you. You can share a lot of ideas together, but at the same time, these real people that you can meet in your way can give you some other elements for you to grow as an individual. So yes, I think, or we think, this is something very important for us.
Indeed, and for the human race.
Yes, exactly. The human race, which nowadays is, I don't know, like, more than crazy. Like, I would prefer people to be crazy, but they are not even crazy. They are like dumb. Yeah. They are like in an eternal slumber. Like, this is ridiculous.
Indeed. So let's talk about the choice of name you have for the band and its meaning.
Okay, so this name comes from Latin, from ancient Latin, and it means temples in ashes. So from like the cover of the CD, we can see a couple of temples which are burning, are like being destroyed. But those are not the only temples we talk about. We talk about temples as everything that implies that you are not free, you have not free will, free understanding, free judgment, and so on. So a temple can be maybe a bank, maybe a mall, anything in which you are enclosed and you step thinking for yourself. At a certain point, even the body tends to be a temple for some people. And those people take care more of the body than of the mind. And then you see a lot of models that don't think and don't do and don't live and so on. So the idea of temple is more than the symbol you can see there, and it goes more like those places or those things that enclose you and don't let you go outside or grow bigger and so on.
Very interesting. Nice choice of name too. Thanks for explaining its meaning. So now can we talk about the artwork and the choice of artwork for the album?
Good. So, we worked with a friend of ours who is called Æternum. He is the vocalist for the band Satanizer, which is another black metal band from here, great band, influence as well. So we just gave him the idea, like we said, we have this or that other idea, and it depends on you how you're going to draw it. We believe that artists must be given freedom to do whatever they can. Like, we wouldn't like to ask him, like, do this and exactly this and that and this, maybe these lines and these drawings and so on. But just with the idea, and then he came with this picture, which later became our art.
Awesome. And it looks like a burning church, like 90s Norwegian black metal, the burning of churches or temples.
Yes, definitely. There's sort of a surprise when you open the booklet, because there's something below that church, and it's also connected to our thoughts, to what we think and what we like to express with this debut album. So yes, like the first thing you see is like sort of a Catholic temple, but there's something below it, which I hope people can see really soon.
Oh, okay, cool. So you need to have the actual copy of the CD to see that. That's not...
Yes, definitely.
There you go, listeners. You're going to have to buy the album. So now can we talk about your live shows, and if or when you'll get out on the road again?
Well, we're supposed to have a show on April the 30th here in Colombia, in Bogota, in the capital city. However, for that day, that's a fest that is organized by one of our friends from another black metal band. The band is called Undead. So he's organizing a fest with Templa In Cinere and 3 other bands included there. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be on, as I said before, on April the 30th, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play there. So we're going to have a session drummer for that day, because, and I'm really sad about this, because I broke my ulna and my radius when mountain biking 1 month ago. So I cannot play the drums for some months.
Oh, no. Oh, that's bad news. So one hobby has wrecked your other hobby, or your musicianship in this case. That's not good.
Yes, and that's something like I loved biking and going to the mountains on my own, like with no other people, go taking pictures, sitting, laying, and thinking about a lot of things, creating lyrics, thinking about my drumming. But now I've realized that biking is really dangerous for my drumming. So I cannot carry on biking if I know that it can affect my drumming for months. So I have just decided to quit biking. I don't like this decision, but it's something I need to do in order to take care of my musicianship.
Indeed. I mean, when was the last time you played live?
The last time I played live was with the public. It was in 2020. It was March something. I had a show with Templa, and the day after I had another show with another one of my bands. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I had 2 live shows, but streaming shows, mm-hmm. including the one with Templa, which is about to be issued. It must be out in maybe this month, at the end of this month. Mm-hmm. We recorded a live session in which we are going to make the official issue of the album, and it's going to be available on YouTube and on social media. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So, it's been a year, and you could have been playing in a month's time. That's really upsetting. And because a lot of people haven't been able to play. I mean, what's the situation like out in Bogota? Is it in Colombia you're from? So everything's going ahead. There's no lockdown for this festival. It can go ahead.
Well, we have certain restrictions. For instance, that day they can only house 50 people, I think. Mm-hmm. No more than that, and they need to be far from each other, and all these things of taking care of each other. Mm-hmm. But in general terms, I think yes, we are a little bit more free than other countries to do these kind of events.
Mm. Yeah, here in the UK, we're coming out slowly. It just depends, as long as it doesn't go spreading mad again. But we'll see. So your album was independently released. Are you looking for a label for any of your future works?
Yes, we might be looking for a label. We have certain labels in mind, but the important thing, the really important thing is that we can carry on being true to what we compose, what we want to say, and what we want to express. So as long as that happens, when working with a label, we would do it. Otherwise, we would like to, our essence needs to be there always. And this is art, and we are very respectful for art. So we needed to be sincere. And as far as someone could start, like maybe trying to manage, trying to edit things, to do other things, like it wouldn't be so good for us. Maybe for the market, but we are not really interested in the market. But in metal music, like we are really interested in this music, arts, and our development as human beings.
Indeed. But yeah, as you said, it sometimes it takes the workload off the band and it gets across the globe, internationally, rather than staying in maybe just Colombia. Yes,
like that's something we would profit from if we get to a label that could like spread the word around the world.
Indeed. So, how have the reactions been to your music by fans of black metal?
Well, it has been very well received. To be frank, like it's rewarding to see that we're reaching like certain people that we didn't believe were gonna be reached by this type of music. Yes, like in general terms, in South America, it is being well received. As you could see, almost all of our lyrics so far are in Spanish, so it helps a lot to be spread in South America and in Spanish-speaking countries. So yes, like this is like the first step to conquer the whole world. But yes, like we're really happy with the receivement we have had from people. It has been like really well spread.
Awesome, because I've noticed on the album it's only the intro and the second track, Stigmata of the Faithless, that's actually in English. The rest is all in Spanish.
Yes, and this album, that's the only one we have in English. But for the one that we are working now, it's going to be like a little bit more English, but not forgetting Spanish.
No. Okay. So is there new music in the pipeline? Anything that you're working on at the minute, or is that a little way away yet?
We are working on our second album. We have several songs now. As I can play, I'm like writing the drums now, so we can have everything like perfect and tip-top. So when I start playing again, we go straight to the studio to record our second album.
Awesome. So when is it again that you can start playing drums?
When I don't really know. Like my accident was 1 month ago.
Okay. So
I know that I need several months for this because it was like a big fracture. But it like I know that only by being convinced of going back to play, I'm gonna do it like faster than other people. I'm gonna be recovering faster. That's like my idea here.
Well, let's hope you can, so we can get into the studio and record some more music. And there may be some more festivals coming up for you soon as well.
Yes, definitely. I think there are going to be some more opportunities to show the band and to spread the word.
Awesome. So tell us about the bands that have had an influence on your music, and also what are you listening to these days?
Well, like this kind of question was easier when I was younger, because I could, like on the first, I could remember the names of the bands, and then I could remember that they were few bands. But nowadays it's like an infinite list of bands that we listen to, and like as we've seen, there's a new movement of black metal that have been spreading the last years, and they're like awesome bands that we're listening to nowadays. So from the classics, I would say like maybe Dark Funeral, Gates of Ishtar, and Immortal are important things for us, for the music we make. Certain like Swedish movement, like that's very important to us. Like talking about like maybe current bands, we could talk about David Aina, Freiheit, for instance, maybe Frosthelm, Noctem. Like there are a lot, definitely a lot. And that's like just talking about black metal, but our influences vary. Like they range from maybe 90s pop, you could say, like things, or 80s pop, like Tears for Fears, for instance. Mm-hmm. And from metal music, like from every sort of subgenre. For instance, I play in two other bands. One is a band of like a technical death metal band, like mixed with groove metal, and the other is a grindcore band. So I listen to a lot of different things every day. And also, like my bandmates, they have several other, or they have other projects, and they also listen to all sorts of metal and music in general.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I'm on listening to your album. You're very accomplished musicians, but you're of a youngish age. You're not old. You're not young, but you've gained a lot of experience, and I take it this is from all of your background, all the different projects that you're in, and different styles of music that you play.
Yes, definitely, and this has been like a great advantage, which is like getting to a serious band when you have a serious mind, when you all know that you are not like this is not a game, like maybe at some point of someone's life, musicians think this is a game, and some others don't realize it even when they are old, when they grow old. But we're very serious with this, and like we had the very same mindset when we gathered. So that's a great advantage that has helped us do what we can do now, and it has also sped up what we can do, what we can compose, and it has given more matureness to what we are writing nowadays, for instance.
Yeah, awesome. It shows in your music. Well, I'm really excited to listen to some more material. For our listeners, there's a demo out and an album that was released in November, and there's more in the pipeline. So before we wrap up the interview, Jean, is there anything else you'd like to add that we haven't covered here?
Oh, well, let me think. No, not really. I think that's practically everything. Like I just wanted to share that we're working on the new material, that I invite people to be aware of the live video that we're going to be issuing really soon. Like I hope this month. We have already received the final version. We are happy with that final version. And that's it. Like if you want to follow us on social media, like searching for Templa In Cinere with a C at the beginning is really easy. We are almost everywhere, like in all the music platforms that you can find. And that's practically everything. Like, yes, that's practically everything.
Awesome. So that's just great. Thanks for talking with us today, Jean. And I'd like to wish you all the best with your future endeavors. And maybe we can get together again and talk about your next album. That would be great.
Sure, it would be an absolute pleasure to get back and talk about the new projects and see how the ashes on the fire keep evolving.
Awesome. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you for having me here. It's been a real pleasure.
You're more than welcome.